Okay, starting early this morning. The roof's still a little frozen, so no drips, because I don't want to scrape up the rubber coating I got up there to get the snow or ice off. But what I did was I put a stone squished underneath there like I talked about, and now I got a cross member I'm putting in here, and I'll run some timber locks in at an angle, wedge this in here so it ties the front and the back. There we go. Okay. Grab those timber locks. These bolts are hardened steel, and they're engineered to be equivalent of a 3/8" flag screw. So basically, you don't need joist hangers or anything for this kind of stuff. It's structural. So I'll put back. So it's basically like toe nailing, but using bolts. Battery's starting to go. Maybe got one left in it. Okay, it's rock solid. So now I'm going to go prep the logs for the angles for the next step. Okay, I got my piece cut for the front, so what I'm going to do is run a timber lock in the center so I can pivot it back and forth a little bit. Then I'm going to go cut my two end pieces. Okay, I got a timber lock here in the center, act as a pivot, so I'm measuring off of the deck to the points of those miter joints. And like I said, with logs, you get kind of an average measurement a lot of times. So I ended up with 26 7/8. So I'm going to go cut one, put it together, fit it, and then cut the other end, and then we're ready to put a cross member in here and then put in the next tread. Okay, before I bolted these pieces down, I came back with that disc grinder and just eased off all the edges because I might not be able to get to it so easily a little bit later. And so it's ready to go. I got all the pieces cut. They're all looking pretty nice. So I'm going to put 2 bolts in each joint and then get ready for the next tread. Okay, what I try to do with these impact drivers is I have a couple of them, and I try to alternate them so I don't put all the focus on one, because they do get warm in these hard woods, and that keeps them last a little bit longer. So I'm going to put 2 in here. Notice I kind of countersink them a little bit, get them down in there. I got another one to put over this way. Now I'm going to check for level again to make sure these things are good. And let's see, I think they are. Okay, it's within less than 1/8 of an inch. That's fine. So I'm going to run one down on the back, and then I'll do that to the other 2 joints too. countersink those because I don't want them to stick up and interfere with the treads. I'm saving my last 14-inch tread for the top one, but I got these two pieces. They'll go in fine, but I just realized that from the sawmill this is a little bit fatter on one end, so what I'm going to do is mark it with a pencil in my riser piece and plane down this one and the one here, and maybe just a little bit down on that end over there, and get it so they're nice and level. But it's starting to look like something. So I like this bark edge. We call it a live edge. I'm going to round that off like I did right here, and then get a coat of paraffin on everything as soon as things get nice and dry, and maybe get up above 50. After making a few more measurements, I decided to take the saw out and mark the heights for these things rather than playing out the riser piece. So what I got to do now is fit it, make sure it doesn't have any rocking action, and then get ready to mount it. Okay, I just did the second tread, got it locked in, and cut the pieces for the third and final tread, and I had to trim a little bit out of the Vegas to slide this next step in. It's actually a little fatter in the back than it is in the front, but it'll be fine. Okay, so now I'm going to set the tripod up and try and fit this thing together. Side wants to go good. Oh, I see what I gotta do. I gotta just a little trim off of that. Okay. Let me trim that little corner off, and then you can see the finished product. Okay, I just checked all my stair heights or step heights, and I'm within less than 1/8 of an inch in all of them, so I'm happy. It came out good. I had to trim the Vegas back a little bit on there because those were some off-size 4x6s that are a little bit bigger, but everything worked out. Okay, now I'm going to set up the chainsaw, and I'm going to drag it along the front edges here a little bit, just knock these off just a little bit, and then I'll take the disc grinder after that. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I just take my disc grinder, and I like to take the front edge of the bark off just a little bit and go down into the saw cut. I get through the sapwood, and I just show a little bit of the pinkish orange wood, because when the oil goes on this, it really is pretty nice looking, that little banner. Now, this tree was cut in the winter, so they say when they cut in the winter, the bark stays on them. I've seen it work both ways, but what happens is we're just going to live with the bark as long as it's on there, and then over the years, if it comes off, just oil the new wood, maybe do the same treatment I'm doing right now on it. But for right now, I'm just cleaning up these corners. Any knots, I'm rounding them off too. That bark looks really pretty too when you expose that stuff that's on the inside. It's real pretty orange. Okay, the goal today was to get these things done. I cleaned up all the corners with the disc grinder, made it look nice and neat. Even got rid of the ice up on the roof, so a few drips left, but once the sun comes down a little bit more, it's going to dry this all off, and I'm going to put a coat of paraffin on just to seal it in. So next, set of handrails, and then after that we're going to be going inside and working on some things inside. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you later.